Good morning, students. In the last class, we have studied about laws of inheritance. So, in this class, let us study the cytoplasmic inheritance. So, this cytoplasmic inheritance, it is also called as non-Mendelian inheritance, non-chromosomal inheritance, or uniparental, maternal, or extrachromosomal, also extranuclear inheritance. So these are the terms which are used for the cytoplasmic inheritance. The genes of our nuclear chromosomes have a significant and key role in inheritance of almost all traits from generation to generation. So what we have know is the nuclear chromosomes, they take part in the inheritance, but altogether they cannot be considered as a sole vehicles of the inheritance, because certain experimental evidences suggest that occurrence of certain extranuclear genes or DNA molecules in the cytoplasm of many prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. For example, in a case of a E. coli bacteria, it possesses a single main chromosome in the nucleoid, and often extra DNA element is also present, and it is called as a plasmid, and it's present in a cytoplasm. The eukaryotic cells, they possess a main component of a chromosome in the nucleus and extra DNA molecule or chromosomes in their mitochondria and chloroplast. So these cytoplasmic extranuclear genes or a DNA molecules of a plasmids, mitochondria, chloroplast and a cellular surface, they have a characteristic pattern of a inheritance which doesn't resemble with that of the genes of the nuclear chromosomes. And by this, the 6 different terms are given, that is non-Mendelian, non-chromosomal, uniparental, maternal, extrachromosomal, cytoplasmic and also extranuclear inheritance. So, extranuclear inheritance by cellular organelles. So, along with the nuclear chromosomes, the presence of extranuclear organelles like chloroplast and also mitochondria. So these are the organelles that contain their own DNA and a protein synthetic apparatus, and a widely held theory concerning their origin proposes that they are once infectious endosymbiotic prokaryotes that evolved such a dependence on a gene products of a host that they are no longer able to function autonomously. So this theory has been supported by the fact that the genetic component of this organelle are often similar to those found in prokaryotes. For example, the chloroplast of certain algae and also euglena contain 70S type of a small ribosomes, and naked chromosomes or a DNA of a circular shape. So their protein synthesis begins with the amino acid N-formyl methionine, as does prokaryotic protein synthesis, and their DNA dependent RNA polymerase is sensitive to the inhibitor rifampicin, and the genetic material of chloroplast and mitochondria will be transmitted to offspring almost exclusively through the egg. And maternal inheritance due to chloroplast and mitochondria is well illustrated by the examples. So in that, first one is the chloroplast inheritance in variegated 4 o'clock plant. So the cytoplasmic or extranuclear inheritance of color in a plant by plastids was first of all described by C. Correns in the year of 1908 in Foro plant, that is Mirabilis jalapa. So in contrast to other higher plants, so Mirabilis contain three types of leaves and parts. So first one is full green leaves or branches having a chloroplast. Second one is white or a pale leaves and branches having no chloroplast. And the third one is variegated branches having leucoplast in a white areas and chloroplast in green patches. So because the chlorophyll pigment of chloroplast is related with the photosynthesis, so white or a pale part of a plant survive by receiving the nourishment from the green parts. So Correns reported that flowers on green branches produced only green offsprings regardless of the genotype and phenotype of a pollen parent, and likewise flowers from the white or a pale branch produced only white or a pale seedlings regardless of a genotype and a phenotype of the pollen parent. And also the plants developing from white or pale seedlings, they are going to die because they lack chlorophyll and cannot carry on photosynthesis. So Correns further reported that flowers from the variegated branches yield mixed progeny of green, white and variegated plants is widely in a varying ratios, and it is shown in the following table. So when the parent is male and a branch of origin of male parent is green and the branch of origin of female parent is green or pale or white or variegated, then the progeny will be green, pale or white or green, pale or white or variegated. So if the branch of origin of male parent is variegated and the female is green, pale or white or variegated, then the progeny will be green, pale or white, green, pale or white or variegated. So the irregularity of transmission from variegated branches could be understood by considering the cytoplasmic genes of a plastids. And a study of an egg during oogenesis in Mirabilis, it reveals that ooplasm contain plastids like cytoplasm of other plant cells. If the egg cell is derived from the green plant tissues, its ooplasm will contain the color plastid. So if it is derived from the white plant tissue, its ooplasm will contain white plastid. And if it is derived from the variegated tissues, its cytoplasm may contain colored plastids only, white plastids only, or a mixture of colored and white plastids. So, a study of pollenogenesis, however, reveals that pollen contain very little cytoplasm, which in most cases is devoid of plastids. Without the plastid, the pollen cannot affect this aspect of the offspring's phenotype. And the mitotic segregation, that is, the variegated branches of Mirabilis jalapa produce three kinds of eggs. Some contain only white chloroplast, some only green, and some contain both type of chloroplast, that is white and green. So in the subsequent mitotic division, some form of cytoplasmic segregation occurs that segregate the chloroplast types into pure cell lines, so thus producing variegated phenotype in the progeny individual. So this process of sorting is described as a mitotic segregation. So, if it is a pure extranuclear phenomenon, in mitotic segregation, both segregation and recombination of organelle genotypes takes place, and it is also called as cytoplasmic segregation and recombination. So next example is maternal inheritance by IJOP gene in corn. So another example from a higher plants also suggests the existence of plastid genes controlling plastid integrity. So a gene in a corn called as a IJOP, that is small I small j, has been mapped by Ham Rhodes in the year of 1946 to nuclear chromosomes. And plants homozygous for small I small j are either in a viable white seedling or variegated with a characteristic white striping, and the phenotype being is known as a striped, that is small I small j is referred to as a striped one. So when the variegated plants serve as a females in a cross, they give rise to green, white and striped progeny regardless of a nuclear genotype of the paternal parent. So, in a maize plant, IJOP is a trait which produces green and white striped leaves. This trait is controlled by a recessive chromosomal gene, that is small I small j, when present in a homozygous state. The name IJOP was derived from a Iowa state, that is from a USA, the source of a maize strain, and Japonica, the name of a striped variety. So here, when a normal plant with the green leaves used as a female parent and is crossed with the IJOP parent, the offspring will be green-leaved. So when the female is green and the male is a striped one, then all the offsprings will be of a green type. And also in IJOP plants, green and white striped trait of a leaf is inherited from the female parent due to maternal inheritance. So it seems the IJOP plant contains two types of plastids, that is normal green and abnormal IJOP plastids. So during the formation of egg cells, plastids are randomly distributed in egg cells. If the egg cell receive normal green plastid, it will produce green-leaved plants, irrespective of which plant acted as a pollen parent. So here maternal character is very important. So if the egg cell receive abnormal colorless plastid, it will give rise to white-leaved plants. So if the egg cell receives both green and abnormal plastid, it will give rise to plants with the green and white striped leaves. So here the female is of a striped type and the male is a green type. So if it is of a female is of a striped type, then the progeny will be of a green, white and also striped. So next is a cross of F1 striped female to normal male. So this is the F1 striped female, and when it is crossed with the green male, so the following progenies are obtained. So this backcross experiment shows that green males have no effect upon the progeny. The appearance of eye-job trait has been explained by two hypotheses, and one hypothesis states that frequent mutation in the chloroplast genome produce the abnormal plastids. So another hypothesis is certain cytoplasmic elements other than the chloroplast mutation bring about the bleaching of the chloroplast. So it is also suggested that a nuclear gene controls the development of abnormal plastids in the cytoplasm. So this type of inheritance is a case of inaction between nuclear and a cytoplasmic inheritance. So by this, in this class, we came to know about extranuclear inheritance of cellular organelles, in that chloroplast inheritance in 4 o'clock plant, and also maternal inheritance by the eye-job gene in a corn. Thank you.